Well, I'll call it, once I turn the mic on, I'll call this commission meeting to order, and Eric's going to lead us in the invocation and pledge.
Thank you. God, bow your head. Dear Heavenly Lord, thank you so much for this beautiful day. Help us make the best decisions as a group for the entire population of Fayette County. We always say a special prayer for the local first responders, the state first responders, the national first responders, and our responders throughout the world. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is acceptance of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No proclamations or recognitions. Public hearing. Where's Debbie? Good afternoon, Debbie.
Thank you. So the item number 1 on public hearing, consideration of petition 1382-26, Linda Waits, owner, and Michelle Hoff, agent, request to rezone parcel 0903007, which is 54.46 acres, from R70 to AR. The property is located in land lot 6 of the 9th District and fronts on Milam Road. This item was tabled at the June 25th, 2026 Board of Commissioners meeting due to a lack of a full board. The parcel was rezoned from AR to R70 as part of a blanket rezoning initiated by the county in 1973. The property is currently a single-family residence. The house and accessory structures meet or exceed the requirements for the AR district. The future land use map designates this area as low-density residential, which has a 1-acre minimum parcel size. The request, therefore, to rezone to AR is less intensive use than the future land use map requirement and the comprehensive plan. So staff recommends approval of the request to rezone from R70 to AR. If you could pull up the map, please. It's located in the very far northwest of the county. There's the parcel. It's in between a mobile home park and some residentially zoned property. There's some other AR property to the south. The land use map is low-density residential and also acknowledges some environmentally sensitive areas along the stream to the east. And then this gives you a better view of those environmentally sensitive areas. The rezoning would not have an adverse impact on those areas. This is an aerial view of the property. It simply has, although the zoning was changed in the 70s, the use has consistently been the same in that it's largely undeveloped and somewhat agricultural land. And this is just a view of the topo and then the survey. I think the aerial view gives you the best look at that. So, do you have any
Good.
questions for me?
Not at this time. Thank you. So is the owner or the, would you like to make some comments about what you're doing and why you're doing it?
Not necessarily.
Okay. You don't have to. You don't have to. So,
Well, the fact of the matter is the property has always been agricultural. She's got 2 barns, chickens, horses, and I'm the neighbor across the street, and she called me and said, I can't physically or financially keep up the property, so I came to get permits.
Right.
And they said, no, because you can't have all that because you are residential. And I
Right.
said, but it's been like this before permits were permits.
Gotcha.
So let's do it right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So with this being a public hearing, if you're in favor of this rezoning, you may come and speak at this time.
She would have come, but, you know, she's
That's-
getting up there, so.
That's okay. So, so in the spirit of the public hearing, if you're in opposition of this rezoning, you may come to the mic and speak at this time. And I see none, so I close the comment, the public hearing portion of it. I'll bring it back to the board. What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, move to approve petition 1382-26.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Are there any conditions on this, Debbie? Is it no conditions? All right, that makes it easy. Is any other questions or comments the board like to make on this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.
Next item is public comment. Speakers will be given a 5-minute maximum time limit to speak before the Board of Commissioners about various topics, issues, and concerns. Speakers must direct comments to the board. Responses are reserved at the discretion of the board. Are there those in the audience that would like to come and speak during public comment at this time? Yes. Please give us your name and address, please.
My name is Leslie Neal. My address is 406 Mount Vernon Trace in
Okay.
Peachtree City.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm here with my husband, Alfonso Martinez, and it recently came to our attention that we were no longer receiving our homestead exemption.
Okay.
So on May 4th, we went to the tax assessor's office, and we spoke to a very nice woman, and I brought along our original homestead application, which has both of our names listed as co-applicants.
Right.
And she looked up in her computer and she said, I think I found what's happened. And in 2015, we took my husband's name off the property for
Right.
asset protection reasons at the suggestion of Eric Slepian, our attorney. He owns a small business in Peachtree City. He just felt that was the appropriate thing to do. And apparently, the homestead exemption was inadvertently dropped at that time, unbeknownst to me. So she said because I had always been on the deed to the property, she could see that I had been on the deed since 2007, that I should be eligible for the homestead exemption and that I would be eligible for a 3-year refund, partial refund, of the taxes that we had paid for the last 3 years. So about 2 weeks, we thought that was great, and we filled out some forms, and about 2 weeks later, I received a letter from Robin Sharp stating that my request had been denied. And in that letter, she said that I had not been on the deed and that only my husband had been part of the application for homestead exemption. That is not accurate. He signed the application, but both of our names are listed as co-applicants. So I emailed Leanne Bartlett at that time, and she stated that she needed the opinion of the county attorneys to determine what the outcome would be. And she recently emailed stating that my request would be denied because the county attorney said we have 2 separate last names. We've been married for nearly 30 years, but I kept my name. And he felt that it would be difficult for the tax office to know that we were married and know that I should have been given that homestead exemption. So I was a little puzzled by that. Our original deed did list us as joint tenants with right of survivorship and not tenants in common, and we just assumed that that meant that that homestead exemption would roll to me. Now, I regret not catching this sooner, and quite frankly, if my tax bill hadn't gone up so exponentially in the last few years, I might still not even know that I was not getting my homestead exemption. And in fairness, those old tax bills were very difficult to decipher if you didn't know what you were looking for. And honestly, I just didn't look until my tax bill got to a certain point and I started researching, how can I lower my tax bill? So that's where we're at. Basically, the net effect is that we've been overpaying for the last 10 years. We are also small business owners. We own a commercial property in Peachtree City that we pay a very hefty tax bill on every year. We employ Fayette County people. We take care of Fayette County people. So we hope that you will grant us a little clemency here, a little grace, and that's why we're here.
Well,
Thank
and
you for
you're
your
on
time.
the agenda on item 13, so we will be taking this up, and we'll reserve the right to call you up and ask you another question.
Okay,
too.
that sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good.
for your time.
You're welcome. Are there others in the audience who would like to come and speak during public comment? Seeing none, I close public comment. The next item on the agenda is consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. Any discussion or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No old business. New business. Phil, looks like your show for a few items here. Be nice.
Good afternoon, hopefully not a few hours. We have several administrative items. The first one, item 8, is seeking your approval of the project list for our 2027 LMIG application. As we do every year, we put a lot more on that list than could be funded. It just gives us some flexibility if things change. I'll note that the LMIG amount continues to increase steadily each year. This is about 6% greater than last year, and it remains my favorite grant program because of the flexibility it offers.
This basically comes from our gas tax money, if I understand correctly, from earmark back. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir, that's my understanding as well.
And for those in the audience, LMIG stands for Local Maintenance and Improvement Grant, and is funded through Georgia DOT. So it's a good program, works well. We take advantage of it. What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the proposed 2027 LMIG grant project list for unincorporated Fayette County.
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments, guys? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item 9. Phil?
This next item, if you could pull up. This next item is seeking your approval of a change order to an existing task order. It's considered a change order because our engineer of record contract with this firm has expired, but they've started work on the project. We'd like to stick with them through the end of it. The project is for the design of a roundabout at Sandy Creek Road in Ellison. This was one of the projects we recently got awarded safety implementation grant money for. The grant is for construction phase only, so we're funding this out of SPLOST, but it is a safety-driven project. Because there's federal money associated with it, we are having to do a full NEPA analysis, which adds quite a bit of money to the design process.
All right, Mr. Chairman, move to approve contract 2018-P, task order 64, change order number 1.
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. Phil, in looking at their cost breakdown, Pond has got funds allocated for railroad coordination, and if we can shift the project slightly south to eliminate that, I would, and I know you're going to do that, but I'm just saying, when you're coordinating with the railroad, we have no leverage, and it is extremely, eats up a lot of time and money and effort and everything, so I know you're going to do that, but I'm just trying to be nice.
It's a valid point. We have talked to the consultant, and we will do everything we can to avoid railroad impacts.
Okay, all right. Does anybody else got any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. The next two are very similar. We are seeking a formal board acceptance of a grant. In this case, it's for the PE phase of 2 projects. The first one, the grant total is $1 million, and it's for the Sandy Creek Road Path Project. This is in the central part of the county, just north of QTS. And the project would connect Veterans Parkway with a path up to the Easton Road intersection, which is another federal aid project for a roundabout. So we're seeking board approval to accept the grant and to reallocate $250,000 from our essentially bucket of path projects to this particular project. I also note the project is 55% in the county, 45% in the city, and we'll be bringing forth an IGA with the city for cost sharing
Good.
very soon to you.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the $1 million federal aid grant as well as transferring the $250,000 from the 2017 SPLOST for the local match.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any other comments?
Yeah, is there, I just see a year in between award and where we are right now. Any way to reduce that going forward? And I'm happy to see that the city is going to be carrying their load, let's say.
I would love to reduce that. It's just a function of how slow the system works. They kind of announce awards, and then several months later, you get the actual contract. We have to go through a sign, and then it goes up there and gets signed. It's a lot of steps. Getting the contract awarded, which will be the next big event for the board,
Right.
is when the real work will start happening.
Okay. Yeah, these are the things, as obviously we know, our residents hear about it, and then, it just exponentially takes a lot of time to get all the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yes.
And so, okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other
Yeah.
comments? Sure.
I
John.
just want to point out, and I guess everybody heard it too, but this is coming from SPLOST funds. So those funds are there, and they've been collected, and we're utilizing them.
That's
Basically.
correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Using them at a 5-to-1 ratio, I'll point out, for the federal aid.
Very good.
I like that. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Phil.
This last one is very similar, except a different path project. Several months ago, or maybe even a year ago, the board agreed to serve as the local sponsor on behalf of the city of Fayetteville. Fayetteville has its own path project. And they have a pretty extensive set of path projects. This is the one they call the Woodland Link, and it'll connect from the Spring Hill Elementary School, which is right across of the proposed city center development, and provide what is a surprisingly peaceful walk through the woods, even though it's close to our landfill. The purple is city property, the unshaded is county property, so it meanders back and forth, and then it'll come out into the Ridge Nature Preserve. So we're seeking for the board to formally accept the grant, execute the PFA, and allocate some money from SPLOST to cover the local match. However, all county money will be fully reimbursed either through the grant or by the city of Fayetteville.
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the $640,000 federal aid grant on behalf of the city of Fayetteville, approve the project framework agreement, and allocate $160,000 from the 2017 SPLOST.
To be reimbursed.
To being reimbursed? Yes.
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, Charles? Go ahead,
I just
Chuck.
have a question. Could we put the map back up for just a second? Phil, that trail looks like it comes right up to the roundabout at Quail Hollow? Or not the roundabout, the cul-de-sac. Is it going to touch, or is there going to be a...
I don't know for sure. In my opinion, it would be nice to have a stub connection right there so those people get access to it. But I don't want to absolutely promise that. And I do want to say this line is very conceptual. There's a lot of factors that have to be adjusted, so it might be shifted further away.
Okay.
I can follow up with the city and ask that.
I was just looking, it's like, here it looks like it's touching, so. Okay, thank you.
And I'm happy for
Yeah, I'm done, yeah.
I'm happy that the city has some plans and when they're moving forward. I'm certainly anxious, as you very well know, I think we all are, to make sure the unincorporated portion begins to stretch our tentacles to be a part of a pass system. Glad to know they're reimbursing, and we're serving as the pass-through, basically, for them as for this grant and this connectivity. But I know there's work being done countywide, if you will, or discussions. I just hope that we're accelerating, Jason and others, our efforts to work with our unincorporated so that there's connectivity between all entities. So proud that the city has some plans. I know we're working on ours, and I'm anxious to see that unincorporated piece come to light and begin to take some shape. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Welcome. Any other question, comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Vanessa? Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Hey, Vanessa.
I have a request to approve a task order with our engineer of record, Arcadis, to design the next phase of our solids handling upgrade project in the not-to-exceed amount of $284,976. Basically, what they're going to do is design us a new sludge thickener. The original sludge thickener in 1986 was designed for the permitted 4.2 million gallons per day at Crosstown, what we were allowed to produce at Crosstown. So we're up to 13 now. We haven't enlarged that, and we're getting ready to work through the high rating process as quickly as possible to go up to 18 million gallons per day. And so by having this new sludge thickener, we can accommodate all the sludge.
All right, Mr. Chairman, move to approve contract number 2378-S.
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. In in reading through the information, as I understand it, this additional capacity that we have in this basin will help us with less dredging in the lagoon, which is a
Correct.
very expensive proposition.
It keeps
So,
going up and up. So
Yes.
we hadn't dredged for a long time until 20, and then we needed to do it again in 24. So
Right. Of course, the better quality of water we have, the less mud in the water, the less that we have to deal with on
Well,
this.
this is actually just all the
Micro-
fallout from all the chemicals.
Right.
And this is the last, when we polish our water off and it goes through our 8 filters, then we blast those filters after a certain amount of water goes through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the remnants of what goes to the sludge thickener.
Right. So, any other questions or comments? Okay. Chuck?
And Vanessa, I think, just to be clear, that this will be producing at some point 18 million gallons a day
Correct.
from the same amount of water we have available now. We're just increasing our,
Correct.
which is
Correct.
great,
Significant.
very good. Yeah, I just want everybody to understand that we're not, it's a terrific move.
Okay.
Hey, Vanessa, I just got back from Florida last week, and I visited Tampa and St. Augustine and Amelia Island. I got to tell you that the water down there isn't anywhere near as good as the water we have up here. Every time I come back here and I get to take a shower here, and instead of doing it down there, I'm always glad. So well done. I just want y'all to know that. Tell your people.
I'll tell our staff.
Yep, let them know.
Thank you.
Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Vanessa. So Leanne. Good afternoon, Leanne.
How are y'all?
Good, Leanne.
You've heard a bit from Ms. Neal already. The homestead application was indeed signed by Mr. Martinez. It does have both names on the application. However, our practice has been whoever signs that application controls the homestead. We have the deeds in both names. There have been multiple deeds since the homestead application, transferring the property back and forth. The refund statute addresses an error on the part of the assessor's office staff to be corrected by a refund. It's my opinion and the opinion of legal that there was no error on the part of our staff. We had no way of knowing that Ms. Neal and Mr. Martinez were husband and wife, and none of those deeds that were filed mentioned that they were husband and wife. We see thousands of deeds come through our office on an annual basis with all kinds of names and all kinds of relationships between people on those deeds. So we have no way of knowing what that relationship is between two owners on a deed.
Dennis, do you have any thing to add on this?
Mr. Chairman, following up on Leanne's statements, property ownership and homestead exemption are two separate things. Just because you own a property doesn't mean you automatically get a homestead exemption. You have to apply for it. You have to apply for it by a certain time, or you lose it for the rest of that year if you don't meet that date. When someone comes off of the deed, typically that goes to the tax office, a copy of that deed, and it's pretty easy to see with removal of the deed, if that person's on the homestead application and that's the only person that signed it, that takes it off, period. And there's no duty for us to make any further inquiry other than that. The duty is on the part of the property owner to make sure their homestead exemption is active because it's strictly construed. We've had instances in the past where even married couples, the husband would decease, the wife would lose the homestead exemption because the name changed. The application had the husband, he wasn't there, he was taken off the deed because he deceased. The law's been changed to correct that, to at least say we have a duty to notify the surviving spouse that the decedent was the applicant on the homestead, and so the surviving spouse needs to come in and fill out the application. We don't have this type of situation covered with that type of exemption under the law. It's strictly a duty on the homeowner's and responsibility to come in and apply for the homestead before April 1st of a given year to get it for the rest of that year. And if that person is removed from the deed, it removes the homestead application. They have to reapply.
Do we have other questions of Dennis or Leanne?
Just so, as I read this, it looks like, as you said, you were not shown any documentation that showed they were married.
Correct.
So if they got a marriage certificate and came in and then did a homestead exemption application, then they'd be able to apply for the homestead exemption.
They can apply for the homestead exemption. That's not the issue. The refund is the issue.
Okay.
Because we removed that homestead because we had no indication of the relationship between the parties.
Okay.
Other comments?
Just one.
Okay.
Just one comment, which this is a difficult situation, but in my family business, which has been tax preparation, among other things, audits and things, my brothers did that. We always have a statement that the information, the product that we produce is only based on the information we receive, and the person, the client, is responsible for the results. We're not responsible for the results. This is a similar situation. The county is in a position of having to, it doesn't audit the information it receives, it accepts the information it has and goes by the rules we have. So understanding the situation, it's still difficult for me, I don't know the rest of the board, but for me to approve the refund. They will get the homestead exemption going forward. Will they apply, or did they apply for it?
Yes, I thought
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been okay.
I have to vote the way we vote for the entire community, not just the situation. I have to apply it across the county-wide, and that's a situation we kind of find ourselves in tonight. So,
So what's the pleasure of the board?
If I could, I know that Ms. Neal was able to speak during public comment, but after hearing what Ms. Bartlett has had to say and what I've had to say, if she would like to make another comment,
Absolutely.
she certainly would be able to do so.
Sure.
I think the only suggestion that I might make is that you look at the application for homestead exemption and you see that both of our names are there, but there's simply one line for a person to sign. And when I looked up Georgia law, it said only one of the homeowners needs to apply for the exemption. It doesn't say if the other homeowner doesn't sign it, they don't get it. So I feel like, there should at least be a second line where everyone who applies, every couple who applies, both people sign it. It seems a little sticky. What if I had been the one who had signed it instead? So, do you have anything to say?
No.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
Follow the law.
What's the pleasure of the board?
I'm going to make a motion that the request be denied.
So we got a motion and a second. Any further questions or?
I just want to say, sometimes sitting up here, it's no fun to make decisions. But this one, it looks like all we're asked to do is follow the law. I mean, and that's what I'm going to do, is follow the law. Sometimes up here, it's not clear what the law is, or is it interpreted this way, or is it interpreted that way? This one, it looks like the law is fairly clear, and it handcuffs me making a decision because I want to follow the law. To me, it doesn't look like there's any question out there. Now, one of the problems that I have is I feel horrible. I don't know dollars at all, and the information that I've got, I don't know if this is a $500, $5,000. I have no clue because it's just not in the paperwork that I have. And I've had to make these decisions before. I don't like making these decisions, but I'm making a decision as I read the law, and the law requires me to deny it. And I especially hate it because it looks like it's a 10-year problem, and you were only asking for 3 years. That's the best I can do.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Commissioner Maxwell, you're making a motion to approve the recommendation to deny.
That'd be a better way to put it.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
And we got a second on that motion, right? I don't think so. I think we're good.
Dennis, we're good with the motion?
I interpreted the motion the way that Commissioner Maxwell had said, that he was supporting what's on the agenda for the, yes, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Administrators report.
Mr. Chairman, I have a couple items for you. First, you'll see in your packet an administrative authorization for the purchase of rolling files for the clerk of court's office as part of our Justice Center renovation and build-out. Also, I was asked by our clerk to remind the board that we need to appoint a voting delegate for the ACCG Legislative Leadership Conference coming up. So and I believe we had Commissioner Otto identified as potentially the only commissioner in attendance. So,
Okay.
Move to approve Commissioner Otto to attend the ACCG Leadership Conference.
And be the voting delegate.
And be a voting delegate.
And be a voting delegate. Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, aside from those two items, just some quick updates on some of our projects. Our multi-purpose facility for Parks and Rec, I mean, we're at the point where we're installing basketball goals. We're painting the gym, installing the elevators, we're building sidewalks, so we're really on pace to be completed by the end of 2026. So things are looking great over there. We had our OAC meeting today, our bi-weekly update, so don't anticipate any delays, and I think probably our administrative office will be reaching out to you to talk about dates for a soft opening in December. Is that correct, ladies? Other projects in the report that we gave you separately by email include updates on your Darren Drive culvert replacement, your Cross Creek culvert replacement project, Kenwood Road at Morning Creek Bridge, our Crosstown Generator project, which now site's been prepared, concrete pads are fully complete, so we're looking at doing some major electrical work and switchgear work there. We had a pretty successful groundbreaking ceremony, even though the skies opened up and dumped on all of us, but and we got a nice commemorative shovel out of it. But since you've been on that site, the building pad's been completed. and we're ahead of schedule on steel delivery and a few other items, so things are moving quickly there. And if you haven't seen the senior center lately, the demolition is complete, and we're getting ready to pour the concrete pads for the new addition. So that concludes my updates, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Attorneys' reports?
Mr. Chairman, I have three items of executive session this evening, 2 for pending litigation and 1 to review your executive session minutes from August 13th, 2026. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioners' reports? Guys, anything?
Sure.
I'm going to take liberty here. Don't blame Mr. Combs. But he mentioned to me before the meeting that he has a guest, and she's here just to see how things work and function. And I just wanted to introduce them and let everybody know that she was here just to see us, and she'll give us a 25-word report when this is over.
Thank you for coming. Charles, you got anything?
No, sir.
No? Huh? Sure. Sure.
Yeah, so like I said, I went to Florida, and I went to Tampa, and I visited friends in Amelia Island, and, you know, it always comes out that I'm a county commissioner here in Fayette County, and, you know, when I listen to residents in other counties complain about their local government, I'm just very grateful that I serve with the 4 of you, and we have the staff we have in Fayette County, because if you've not been somewhere else and not listen to other people complain about the things that go on in their county or their municipality, and you compare it to what we have here, and I have nothing to do with it. I'm just one vote, but I really give the staff the credit for a lot of that, because I think in so many ways they keep me personally out of trouble in giving us the right information we need to make the best decisions that we can. And so I just want to thank the staff and thank my colleagues for being a part of the government of this county. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
I'll just say, Paul, it's always good to see you. Paul served many years on the city council here in Fayetteville and is a loyal, faithful member of our community, and we appreciate you can come anytime you want to, okay? And if Chuck is out, you can still come, okay?
Make a comment. One
Sure.
other comment.
Yeah.
He looks so much like me, like I didn't realize he was there. Just so everybody knows, he had an unfortunate accident 2 years ago, and he's really made great progress. He was this close to not being able to come, so for him to be sitting here is really fantastic.
That's good. Yep. Always good to see you. Always welcome here, Paul, okay? If there's nothing else, do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.